everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Vance. In today's tutorial, I'll be teaching you how to draft this corset top with zipper and it has an arc. The corset has an arc. So if you want to learn how to do this, like exactly what I'm doing here, if you want to learn how to draft it, I want you to watch this video to the end and do well to subscribe to my channel so you'll be seeing more videos. And let's get right into the tutorial. So this is what we are recreating. This is a corset top with zipper and invisible boning. So let's get right into the tutorial if this is what you want to learn. This is my pattern paper, so I'll go ahead right now to rule out the starting line. After that, I'll go ahead to take the vertical measurement, which is the bust point 10 inches, the under bust 13.5 inches, the half length is 17 inches. So from the half length, I'm going to come down by 5 inches for the length of the top. So you can use whatever length you want to use. Then I'll do the same thing at this other end. I'll mark out my bust and then the length of the top. So when I was done with this, the next thing I went ahead to do was to connect this point into a straight line. So when I'm done connecting, I'll go ahead right now and indicate my lines: my shoulder, my bust point, under bust, waistline, and then the full length of our top. The next thing I'll do right now is to take my shoulder measurement. My shoulder is 15 divided by 2 is 7.5. I went ahead to mark it. I came down by 1 inch for my shoulder slope. I got my armhole line, which is your bust divided by 6 plus 1.5. I marked it there and I used my ruler to connect this point into a straight line. So after I was done with that, that line now is going to be my chest line. So I'm going to repeat my shoulder measurement there, and then I'll use my ruler to connect it to my 1 inch shoulder slope I came down by. And then I'm going to go ahead and extend this line, and I will indicate CL, meaning chest line. So when I'm done with these guys, I'll go ahead and take my neck width and my neck depth. I'll be using 3 by 3 for my neck width and my neck depth. When I'm done with this, I'm going to go ahead and connect these 2 points that I made, and then I will rule my shoulder slope just the way you see me doing. The next thing I went ahead to do is to take my nipple to nipple. My nipple to nipple is 7 divided by 2 is 3.5. So I went ahead to mark my 3.5 inches down to the full length that of the top. So I went ahead to use my ruler to connect this. So from there now, I'm going to take my dart on the waist. So the dart I'll be using will be 0.75 on both sides. So when I was done marking, I'll go ahead and connect the points from my bust point down to the corset top, just the way you see me doing. So after these guys, I'll go ahead and take my armhole line. I'll divide it and I'll come in by 0.75. And then I'll divide my bust by 4. I'll mark it and I will connect this point that I made to get my armhole curve, just the way you see me doing. After this, I'll go ahead and take my waist measurements. My waist is 32, but I'll be minusing 2 inches for the waist snatching. So 30 divided by 4, I marked it and then I replaced my dart. I went to the hip line, which is the full length. I divided my hip by 4. I marked it there, and I'll go ahead and connect from my bust measurement to my waist down to my hip, just the way you see me doing. So after I'm done with this, guys, I'll go to the under bust to get my under bust tightening. So from the center front, I will go in by 0.5. While for the side front, I will come out by 0.75. After marking it, I'll use my ruler to connect this straight to the top length, just the way you see me doing. And when I'm done with this, I'll go ahead and curve. So for my bust point, I'm going to curve it to my under bust, just like this. I'll do this same thing for this other part. So when I'm done with these guys, now it's for me to achieve the over bust. So I will check the difference between my bust point and my under bust. That's 3.5. So I'm from the bust point, I'm going to put that 3.5 there, and then I will mark it here. Are you seeing? Then I will use my ruler to connect the point into a straight line. So I will divide my shoulder slope by 2, just the way you see me doing. I'll mark it and then I'll connect it to the bust point. So after that, I will, from this over bust line, I will come out by 0.75 and I will go in by 0.75 and then I'll connect the point to the bust point. I'll do the same thing for both sides. So now to achieve my bust bridge, what I'm going to do is from my chest line, I'm going to come down by 1 inch. I'll mark it and I will come in by ½ inch. I'll mark it there and then I will use my ruler to connect the point and then I will connect this point down to my under bust, just the way you see me doing. Then to get my curve, I'll use my curve right here from the over bust. I'll connect it to the bust bridge. Now to achieve my cup, from that point here, I will come in by 1 inch, just the way you see me doing, and I will use my ruler to get my corset cup. So from the bust bridge, I will connect it to the under bust just like this to get one side of my corset cup. So now from this end, now I want this corset to be in 3 packs. So from this end, I'm going to come in by 1½ inch and I'll mark it there. Then I'm going to go ahead now and then subsequently divide my under bust, just the way you'll see me. I'll divide it into 2. I'll divide the remaining part of my waist there into 2 and then the remaining part of my full length into 2, and then I'll use my ruler. I'll connect the point into a straight line or any line that it comes out. So now you can see that we now have 3 packed corset. So from that end now, I'm going to go ahead and use my French curve and then connect the other side of my cup. So we've achieved that. Now from this armpit side, that's my armhole side, I'm going to come up by ½ inch. I'll mark it and connect it, and then I will go ahead and just make a little straight line. So I'm just going to reconfirm if these 2 lines are equal, and if it's not equal, I'll just correct it. So from there, I got 3 inches. I'm going to place it over to the other side and mark the 3 inches that I got there, and I'll use my French curve to reconnect it. So at the full length, I'm going to be doing a little bit of alteration. So whatever I have at the dart leg, I'm going to divide it into 2 and I will shear one side of it to the full length, just the way you see me doing. I'll mark it and then I'll connect it. So I got 2.2. I shared it into 2. That's 1.1. So that was it, and then I connected it. I came off from the full length by 1 inch and then I reconnected it because I don't want the blouse to be straight. So after I was done with these guys, to achieve the arc now, I'll go ahead and take my measurement from the shoulder slope. I'm going to come down by 4.5. I'm going to mark that 4.5 there, and then I'm going to use my ruler to make a little bit of straight line across that area, just the way you see me doing. And then I'm going to be sharing what I shared at the over bust, which is 0.75 on both sides. I will mark it and then I'm going to go ahead and reshape it. I'll use my ruler now and reshape to the bust point. So I'll do the same thing for this other part too. I'll connect it straight to the bust point. So from here now, I'm going to go ahead to use my marker pen to make it more visible so you will really see what I'm trying to do. Now to reconnect the arc part, so this part I'm marking now, we're no longer using it. So to reconnect the arc part, I'm just going to use my French curve right now from that new armhole. The armhole I came up by ½ inch, I'll just reconnect to that point. Are you seeing? And then I'll also reconnect this bust part. That's where my cleavage is going to be. I'm going to also go ahead and reconnect it. So I want it to be more visible, and so you understand, I had to use my marker pen to just connect it more so you could understand how it is. So I will go ahead again and recheck what I have there, and then I will reshape. So at this point now, I use my French curve to reshape that part because I realized that this other part was longer. So if you notice in the thumbnail, this corset has 3 packs. So for us to achieve the 3 packs, from my bust bridge, I'm going to come down by 1.5 inches. I'll go ahead and mark it. Then from this other end, I'll come down by 2 inches. I'll use my French curve to connect it just the way you see me doing, so we could achieve that 3-pack corset. So I just went ahead to just use my marker pen to highlight all of the places that I want you to see clearly, so you will not be confused. So I just went ahead to just highlight and make it more visible, and then I went ahead to label 1, 1, 2, 3, and I also did my SF and my CF, just so you could understand. So for now, this is all for the front. I've not added my sewing allowance yet. I'll do that on my fabric. So I'll go ahead and bring a fresh paper so we could draft the back part. So this is the pattern paper I'll be using for the back. I'll go ahead and rule out my starting line. So after ruling out my starting line, the next thing I'm going to do is to take my zipper allowance. So for my zipper allowance, I'll be making use of 1 inch for my zipper allowance. So I'm just going to mark this 1 inch all through. So when I'm done marking it, I'll use my ruler to connect the points into a straight line. After connecting this point, I'll go ahead and take my vertical measurement, which is for the back, which is my half length and then the full length of our corset top. So when I was done marking all of that, I will go ahead and do the same thing for this other part. So I'll mark my half length and then I will come down by 5 inches, just the way I did for the front for the full length, and then I'll use my ruler to connect the points that I made into a straight line, just the way you see me doing. So after I'm done with this, guys, the next thing I'm going to do right now is to impute my shoulder measurement, which is 7.5. I'll mark it. I'll come down by 1 inch for my shoulder slope, and then I will get my armhole line, and then I'll mark it. I'll use my ruler to connect it into a straight line, just the way you see me doing. So I will impute my shoulder measurement on this line, which is the chest line, and then I'll use my ruler to connect it straight down to the 1 inch shoulder slope I came down by. After I was done with this, guys, I'll get my neck width, which is 3, and then my neck depth I'll be using 1 inch, and then I'll go ahead and connect my shoulder slope to the 3 inches neck width, and then I'll connect the 3 inches neck width to the 1 inch neck depth. When I'm done with this, I'll go ahead and take the midpoint of my armhole, and I'm going to come in by 0.5 inch, and then I'm going to divide my bust by 4. I'll mark it, and then I'll go ahead and connect all of these points to get my armhole curve. After this, guys, I'll just go ahead and label so you could understand the lines. So after I was done labeling, this is my chest line, my waistline, and then my full length. After I was done labeling, I'll go ahead on the waistline and impute my waist measurement. I'll mark it there, and then I'll go ahead, and add my dart. I used 1 inch for my dart, and then I'll mark on my hip, divide my hip by 4. I'll mark it, and then I'll connect from the chest to the waist and then to the full length. When I'm done with this, guys, I want the dart to be in 3 parts, so I'm going to divide my waist into 3. Whatever I have on the waist, I will divide it by 3. So this was when I was dividing it. After I made the point, I used my ruler to connect that point, like to make a straight line down to the full length. Are you seeing? We now have 3 parts. So you know that I used 1 inch for my dart, so I'm going to go ahead now and use I'll share that 1 inch in 4 places, which gave me 0.25 on both sides. So on both sides, I'm going to be marking 0.25. So after I was done marking it, I will go ahead now and then connect my dart leg just the way you see me doing. So if it's 0.25, that means one leg I'm having half inch, the other leg I'm having 1/2 inch. So half plus half, making it 1 inch for our dart. Hope you understand what I'm trying to say. So if you found value in my tutorial so far, please do well to subscribe, like, share, and comment. So this was me still connecting the dart. So after I was done connecting the dart, I'll go ahead and get my corset loop, like where my corset, my eyelet is going to sit. So I'll be using 1.5 inches there, and then for the full length I'm going to mark ½ inch. I'll go ahead and connect that 1.5 inch to the ½ inch that I made, and then I'll use my marker to just indicate that this is where the eyelet is going to sit. I hope you understand. So around the armhole, I'm going to raise it by ½ inch, just the way I did for the front. I'll raise it up by ½ inch. So this is now our new armhole line. Then from the chest line, I'm going to come down by 1 inch. Remember that your corset is not supposed to be straight, so I came down by 1 inch. You can come down by ½ inch or 0.75, but I decided to use 1 inch, and I connected it to the ½ inch that I made. So I'll go ahead right now and label 1, 2, 3, and then I'll just mark the necessary arrows. Corsets can be confusing sometimes, so I don't take chances. I just make sure you indicate all of the parts that you need. Even on the waistline, I had to just impute all of the arrows. On the full length, I'm going to be imputing 1.2 inch, just the way I did for the front. So I did the same thing for the back, because I don't want the upper hip to be tight. You get the upper waist, that's where the blouse is going to stop. I don't want it to be very tight, like it's going to make you very uncomfortable. So that was why I added that 1.1 inch. So this is the part that I'll be using. I just highlighted them. So from the full length, I came up by 1 inch, and then I'm going to connect it to the other dart leg and then highlight. So this is our corset for the back. Now to get the zipper, what we are going to do right now is from the waistline, that's my zipper part, I'm going to come in by 0.75 to eliminate bulges, and then I'll go ahead and use my ruler to connect to the full length and then to the chest line, just the way you see me doing. So I'm using a black pen, like a black marker pen, so you're going to see that they are both different. So now for the full length of this my blouse, for the part that there will be zip, I came down by 1 inch. Why? Because your zip part is not supposed to be on the same length with your corset part. The zipper part is supposed to be longer, so I came down by 1 inch. So you should do the same thing for yours too. And then I connected that, and I'll go ahead and indicate zip allowance. So that's basically all for the back. So I'll go ahead now and bring my tracing wheel to trace out the the zipper part. I'm only tracing out the zipper part. So this was me when I was tracing out the zipper part. As you can see, this is very easy. There is nothing like complications. If you follow this tutorial step by step and then you apply it to yours, you realize that you have a perfect corset top. So this was me still tracing out. So after I was done tracing, I'll just lift one side of the paper, and then I'll use my marker pen to just follow the trace to get the shape, just the way you see me doing. And I went ahead also to indicate so that I would not get confused at any point. Remember that I've not added any allowance. All of the allowance that I'll be adding will be on the main fabric. So I went ahead also to cut out the back. So watch how I'm cutting the back. Are you seeing that I didn't follow that zipper part? Because the corset part is supposed to be shorter than the zipper part, so that the zipper part is just there to cover up the corset part, so you won't know that there's corset. So this was me just basically cutting out. Are you seeing? So this is our back. So for the front now, I also went ahead to indicate CF, middle front and side front. So then I'll go ahead and cut. So I want you to watch closely how I am cutting. And if you notice, I also went ahead to indicate my arrows. So you see, I've cut out the upper part. That's where the arc, the corset arc is, and then I'm cutting out this one. Corset can be very tricky, but when made well is actually very beautiful. So this side now I'm going to cut out the dart because I'll be closing it. Are you seeing? I'll be closing the dart. So I'm just going to go ahead right now to close this dart, and then I'll also go ahead to craft the cup. So you're going to see how the cup looks. And this was when I was crafting the cup. So guys, please do well to subscribe, turn on your notification to get notified whenever I upload a new video. Like, comment, share my video to people that needs to see these kinds of tutorial. So this is it when I was almost done with the crafting. Are you seeing? So this was it when I did the both sides. Are you seeing how beautiful this is already? Are you seeing how nice it looks? Just imagine, is this fine on a paper, just on a paper, then how will it now look on a very beautiful fabric? So this is it, guys. Thank you for watching my video to the end. I will see you in my next one. Bye, guys.